With that, I would like to turn the call over and this meeting over to Council Member Victoria Farrar-Myers. Please take it away.
Well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to our Tele Town Hall meeting concerning the future of our citywide residential trash collection. This town hall is being hosted by your three at-large members of the Arlington City Council. As was introduced, my name is Dr. Victoria Farrar-Myers. I'm your at-large council member representing District 7 and am currently Mayor Pro Tem. It's been my honor and pleasure to serve you for the past 6 years.
Good evening. I'm Dr. Barbara Odom Wesley. Thank you all for joining us tonight. I'm your at-large council member representing District 8, and it's been my honor to serve since 2019. I look forward to your input this evening.
Hello, everyone. I'm Ruby Faye Woolridge. I'm your at-large District 6 City Council member, and it's been an honor to serve since 2020. We are so delighted that many of you have already joined us on this call tonight, and no more will be joining as the Town Hall progresses. So please share with your friends and neighbors to call in. Thank you.
We have assembled key leadership tonight and our Director of Asset Management, Nora Coronado, to make sure we can get your questions answered. Our time is tight, so I will hand things over to Ms. Coronado at this time.
Hello, everyone. Thank you all for calling in and participating. Here, we're just wanting to provide some information and answer any questions and take your comments about the city's plan to transition to trash carts or automated collection. This is something that we'll need to transition to as major providers like Republic Services are discontinue manual collection, which we've had so far until now. So with that, I'll be happy to answer any questions and also just take your comments.
Thank you very much, folks. Again, if you've joined us in the last few minutes, we want to welcome you to this live telephone town hall meeting. You've got members of the Arlington City Council and other city leadership here. If you have a question for them, hit 0 on your keypad. Hit 0, please, on your keypad if you have a question. We're going to go ahead and take our very first question tonight. This is Tammy who's calling in. Tammy, please go ahead with your question.
Yes, I'm a resident of South Arlington, and I have a concern about going to trash pickup one day a week. Currently, our recycle bin is picked up on Thursdays, and during holidays, there are times where it's 2 weeks before we get that recycle bin picked up. If trash is going to pick up one day a week, I'm concerned that at some point, it will take 2 weeks before our trash gets picked up.
Hi, thank you for your question. Yes, we can certainly understand that concern. The council has not made a decision as far as the number of service days. They are considering once a week and twice a week, so that decision has not been made. If it is once a week and you happen to have and your service day is on a holiday, you will have a makeup that same week. So you will not go 2 weeks without trash collection.
Is it possible for us to pay more on our bill to maintain 2 days a week?
Yes, cost is a factor in considering once a week and twice a week.
Okay, we're going to move to our next caller. We've got Rita, who's up next. Rita, go ahead with your question, please. You're live on the air.
Yes, I am wondering if there is any way possible to get a large trash container to put our regular trash in than having to put it on the street in a bag. And the dogs and the cats and the wolves, and we have lions over here, or whatever you call them, bobcats. And everything is going through your trash at all times, and you have to go out and pick it up.
Mm-hmm. No, I certainly understand that, and I experienced that myself. I live in Northwest Arlington, and love River Legacy. I love that it's in my area of town, but we do get the bobcats, the occasional foxes and raccoons get through our trash, so I can understand that. Trash carts is definitely something that the city will need to transition to, and it's not going to be very quickly overnight. Once a decision on frequency and other scope of services are decided, we're talking about 18 to 24 months. So we do not have carts available at this time. However, once decisions are made, there will be a standard issue 95-gallon cart, which is about a third larger than your current 65-gallon recycling cart. There will be an option for 65-gallon carts, though, for trash as well.
Next up, we have Mark calling in. Mark, go ahead with your question, please.
Thank you all very much for allowing me to speak and bringing me into the conversation. First question is, I've requested this several times about the big blue bin for the trash, and you did respond in saying that y'all were going to talk about it in 2022, and I'm glad to hear that y'all are. I'm hoping that you will pass this, and we will get these blue bins out here to keep the trash from up and down the street. My second question is, I have repeatedly requested city code about neighbors up and down the street that I live on that have violations in the city, and they are still not taking care of these. And I know they go from year to year. I would like to see some of that brought over to the new year, because I've already requested these city code to ask these people to clean it up. So please do something about that.
Sure, we certainly can help out with that. When you say violations, what type of violations are you referring to, sir?
Okay, I went to the class to be the code ranger, and following the code that the city has laid out, these people are in violation of not keeping their yards up, clutter all over it, putting stuff out on front that don't belong out front, that should be put up. There's one person down the street here that has beer cans all over his yard and a mess and everything, and there's no on the siding of his house. All it is house wrap. It's not brick, rock, or wood.
Okay. And did I hear you correctly that you have called in to ask code enforcement to look into this? Did I hear you correctly, or no?
I'm sorry, I can't hear that.
Oh, sure. Have you called the city before to report this, and have we gone out there and looked at it?
I've taken pictures and posted it on app.
Oh, on the Ask Arlington app?
Yes, and I've even talked about people that parking in their yard. I have pictures and everything, and I've even said I will sign an affidavit, but it seems like these properties are still really bad and should be cleaned up. I know none of y'all would like that, a neighbor like that around your house.
Mark, this is Jennifer Wickman. I'm a deputy city manager, and the code compliance department is within my group. So I'm going to ask you to give me a call tomorrow if you could, and we can talk about this. You can give me more details, and then I'll let Nora answer your question related to trash and recycling. But my number is 817-459-6408, and I may also be able to get your number off of the call list. So let's connect tomorrow so we can talk more about this.
Talk before.
I'll let Nora go ahead and we'll connect. I'll let Nora go ahead and answer your question about the trash cart. But thank you for your call.
Did I get the information you requested, sir?
Pardon?
What was your question? I just want to make sure that I answered it.
I was just saying that I have spoken with everybody down there in code enforcement, and it just doesn't seem like nothing's getting done. So if somebody would let me know what's going on, because I get a message on the app deal saying that thank you for responding, but they don't tell me what's going on.
Okay, yes, sir. And I'll talk with you about that tomorrow. I think your question was, are we going to go to the blue trash bin? So I'll let Nora go ahead and answer that, and she can do that.
Okay. Thank you.
So yes, sir. The trash carts would be blue, and the standard size would be about 95 gallons. there would be an option for a smaller size of 65 gallons, which is the same size as your current recycling cart. Does that help?
That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
All right, we have a caller here that would like their question to be read. So I'm going to read this question from AJ. AJ is wondering, it sounds like the decision has already been made, so it seems a little late to be having a meeting. The trash service as it is today is the one thing I enjoy about Arlington. I can get it picked up. We have tenants that move out and leave a lot that can't be picked up at once. It will be a blight on the city to have trash sitting around.
Okay. Thank you. I greatly enjoy our trash service as well. I've been a resident of Arlington for 15 years now. However, the need to transition to carts, it's a necessity at this point. Major companies, major contractors who pick up trash, including Republic Services, just are not going to be able to provide manual pickup in the future. There's a lot labor issues, the risks that employees take is just something that is being phased out for those reasons. So in light of all that, we will need to make a transition to carts.
Okay, now we have Virginia who's calling in. Virginia, let's hear you. Let's go live, please.
Hello?
Hello.
Yes. I was just wondering, if we go to once a week, will our trash bill go down? And my second question is, I watch these people that are picking up our trash. They're running down the street, and sometimes it's not even safe for them to run down the street like it is. So if we go over to the blue containers for our trash, will that simplify all of this and make it safer for the people working there? Because I'm concerned about their safety.
Yes, thank you for that question. Yes, it would make it safer for those folks. We would have one driver and automated service. Regarding your question about will the cost go down if you go down to once a week? Generally, no. And the reason being is, I think we've all felt escalating prices in the recent years with inflation. Also, too, for the provider, they're going to have to switch out their entire fleet to automated, kind of like the ones we have with the recycling trucks now with the arms. That's a major capital investment. So there's that cost as well. Does that help answer your question?
Thank you.
Okay.
All right, folks, we've got an important announcement here. You may have received an alert recently from the city regarding winter weather updates and delays or changes to weekly garbage and recycling collection. This is part of our new community notification system, Code Red. Code Red helps the city connect with residents via phone calls, emails, and text messages during public health and safety situations, garbage and recycling updates, and much more. This is a free service to all Arlington residents and businesses. To sign up to receive free notification from the city's community notification system, you can text Arlington to 99411. Again, that's Arlington to 99411. You can also search Code Red at www.arlingtontx.gov to learn more. Some important information there. Folks, if you've got questions, hit 0. We're getting through quite a few. We're going to take Nicole next, but while I bring Nicole up, we also invite you to press 7 on your keypad. Press 7 on your keypad so that you can submit your email address to the city to get important updates. This is Nicole. Go ahead. You're live, please.
Hi, Nicole.
You guys confirmed what my question was in regards to the automated service.
Yes,
but
ma'am.
and I think you guys, well, a lot of people answered a lot. I asked a lot of the questions that I had about cost. I did hear I heard the answer in regards to like the capital investment. I do understand that part of it, but I guess, you know, you do expect some of that to kind of roll down to the customer because that's just usually how life goes. But is there going to be a real goal to, like, not lose a day of service, if at all possible? Or is taken into consideration in regard to the size of the cans that were chosen, if that makes sense?
Yeah.
And then also, is there going to be a cost for this additional can? Because, you know, I'm hoping I'm making sense when I'm asking that part too. But
I think so, Nicole. So, firstly, the city hasn't decided whether we're going to go with once a week or twice a week. You know, what we've heard is some folks asking questions. What if you go to once a week and my day is a holiday? Well, the answer to that is that there will be a makeup day that same week. And as far as the cards, those would be issued by the city. Those would be owned by the city, and those would be issued to you.
We've got our next question. This is Kevin calling in. Kevin, go ahead with your question, please.
Hello?
Hi, Kevin.
Hi.
Your question.
Hi. So my question is, what is the city's current plan for distributing these cans? And I guess you answered it, but I just want to clarify. What would be the initial cost for the residents that we would have to pay in order to get those cans?
Okay. So currently, you know, we will develop a plan. That is being developed, and there will be no cost for the cart itself. Those will be owned by the city and issued to residents and be delivered.
Next up, we have Gary calling in. Gary, go ahead with your question.
Hello, my name's Gary, and I do have a question regarding the frequency as opposed to the cost. And I've heard this question asked a couple of times, but as of right now, I depend on the twice weekly pickup. And over the last couple of years, to be honest with you, there's been more occasions than one that one a day at least of our weekly pickup has been missed. And at this point, I hear people asking about the cost to probably, or what it would cost in order to be able to guarantee its second day of pickup. Well, at this point, I understand the initial capital expenditure for the automated system, but that's offset by the reduction in labor cost for the reduction of a crew of 2 people loading each truck for every hour that they operate. So I don't expect all of that additional cost to be rolled down to the people that actually pay for these services in order to be able to retain a one-day-a-week service for more money. We're not asking to buy those trucks. We're just asking to have our trash taken away from them. And the companies will, as I stated before, create quite a savings on reducing their crews from 3 to 1 in each truck and reducing their liability by not having to have the employees load the vehicles by hand. Second question is, when we trim trees and we've got bushes and we have brush and things like that, how are we going to get those into 95-gallon cans? Because the 95-gallon cans also will limit the volume picked up each time, so once a week. So quite a few questions there.
Okay, yeah. Let's start with your question about cost. So currently we pay all in $16.74 a month for the services we receive now. If we were to go to a once-a-week cart, we're looking at an increase of approximately 5 to 7%, or around $18. That's not set in stone. You know, we still have to negotiate services. So that's just kind of, you know, something that we wanted to share with you as far as, you know, just to see what that pricing would look like. If it's twice a week for carts, we're looking at 40 to 50% more than the once a week. So we're looking at around $26 or thereabouts. Regarding the cost savings that you mentioned about the labor, that is a good point. So there is a cost of the vehicles, as I said, major capital investment, but there will still be some helpers. So currently, right now, Republic has 27 routes. That's a driver and 2 helpers for each route. So we're talking about 54 helpers. There will still 9 of those will continue to use regular trucks that they use now to pick up brush and bulk. So if the materials, your trash, do not fit in a 95-gallon cart or a 65-gallon cart, it will be picked up as bulk and brush that same week.
All right, we're going to go to our next caller. This is Elsa calling in.
Hi, Elsa.
Hi, how are y'all?
Good, how are you?
Okay, a big concern for me is I am a senior, and I live in a townhome with no front access at all. We do have a big long alley that's about 550 or 600 feet long. And then if we go to Ben's, and I have back issues, and a lady next to me is 92, she drives her trash bags around, but we would have to push those bins down this long alley around the block to be in front of the house. Is there going to be exceptions for some of us?
Yes, ma'am. I certainly understand that concern. So I'm not sure if you're familiar with our current door side assistance program with our recycling cart. Basically, you would contact us and you would let us know about your challenges, and we can get you signed up for door side service. So you don't have to haul that bin. There's an agreed upon location where you can leave it, and the driver will get out and get it and service it.
Thank you very much. Next up, we have Linton calling in. Linton, go ahead. You're live with your question.
Yes, good evening. Thanks for doing this. I've raised this a couple of times in some of the neighborhood meetings, but I'll ask it again because it's very important to me. From the standpoint of cost and service, does the city have plans to go out to both Republic and Waste Management with RFPs and get competitive bids on the contract going forward?
Yeah, thank you for that question. Yes, that's certainly an option. Right now, we're focusing on information and answering questions on the trash cart. So the question has been raised and is being discussed, but no decision has been made. One of the things that I think should be of consideration is that, we are making a major change with the trash cart. And so one of the things we should consider is, also at the same time, switching providers could pose a little bit more challenges. But just to answer your question, that question has been brought up, but a decision has not been made.
All right. Thank you very much. Brenda has our next question, although she would like me to read it. So Brenda's question is there any way to get a smaller trash bin like a 36 or 34-gallon like Fort Worth has? I usually only have one small grocery bag every Monday and Thursday.
Yeah, good question. Yes, there are smaller containers in the industry, and that's something that we can bring up to council and we can consider.
Excellent. Now we have Natalie here. Natalie, go ahead. You're live.
Yes, good evening. My question was somewhat answered. It was about the bulk service. You said you have plans on having anything that won't fit in the container to have service pick up once a week?
Yes, that is correct.
Is that going to be like on the same day as our trash, or how is that going to work?
Yes. Again, we haven't made a decision on once a week or twice a week, but for that same week, it would be trash, bulk brush, and recycling. If it's once a week that's decided, it would be on the same day.
All right. Thank you very much. And we're going to break here, pause for a brief interruption, an important announcement for you from the Arlington Fire Department. They are offering COVID-19 vaccines and boosters twice a week at its public health unit, which is located at 2920 South Cooper Street. No appointments are necessary for the vaccine clinics, which are held between 9 a.m. and 4 p.m. on Tuesdays and Thursdays. These clinics are convenient for those who are still seeking their first COVID-19 vaccine or for those who have missed their second dose of the Moderna or Pfizer vaccine. COVID-19 booster doses are available as well. Vaccines are available at this location for those who are 12 years of age and older. Please note that anyone under the age of 18 years old will need a parent or guardian on site for consent. We appreciate everyone's attention. We'll get back to the telephone town hall and your live questions now. We are going to go to Byron. Go ahead with your question, please, Byron.
Yes, I live in South Arlington. I had a question about cars just sitting in the backyard. I'm an original owner, so I've been there like 25 years. And we got people, vehicles just parked in the backyard, and we've been having problems with rodents lately, like, skunks, all different kinds of rats.
Yeah.
I wanted to know if we could maybe do something about that.
So, Byron, this is Jennifer Wickman again. If you can get me, maybe we could connect tomorrow and you can get me that address, and then we can have some code officers go out and inspect that property and see if there's some violations that can be written up and taken care of.
All right, folks, and just a reminder that if you've got a question, hit 0 on your keypad. You can hit 0 at any time to ask a question live. Also, we've got operators standing by if you hit 7 on your keypad to share your email address with the city so you can get important updates. We're going to go back to our live calls, and now we've got AJ. AJ, go ahead.
Hello, this is AJ. My question is, what is the net cost or benefit to the city for the recycling program as it is today?
So the cost for the recycle bin is part, and the service is in that $16.74 monthly rate. I don't have what the total would be for, say, a given year. I could certainly get that to you. As far as the profit, I'm not sure I understand that question. This is revenue that we collect, and then it passes through the city, and it goes to a republic.
And let's see, we've got our next caller. We've got Gary here. Let me bring Gary up. And Gary would actually like to have his question read. He said, will there be a change in the code regulations for hiding the bins? He keeps his in his car garage, and he's wondering if he can extend his fence so he can keep the bin out of sight.
Yes, that is currently being discussed. That has been raised a few times among some residents, so that will be part of our conversation moving forward with carts.
Okay, now we have Geraldine, who's ready to go. Go ahead, Geraldine, with your question.
I was wondering, how much will the blue cart cost that we need to reverse now for our trash?
The containers will be delivered to your home.
Thank you. Let's see, now we've got Tom. Tom, go ahead with your question, please.
Yes, hi. You say they're going to have to change out their entire fleets. Are they going to add additional trucks so that we don't have carts? It's much faster picking it up manually than it is with the automated trucks. So we're going to have carts sitting out till 5, 6 o'clock some days, and that's just not acceptable. And has any thought been given to occasionally reversing the routes so that the people who get picked up last every week can get picked up first the next week or something like that?
That's something that we're going to try to preserve the routes as much as possible so there's not too much disruption to residents. But that is something that we can discuss with Republic Services.
All right, next caller up is Todd. Todd would like me to read his question. He said, we've actually gone through Todd. Let's see here who's next. Give me 1 second. While I bring up the next caller, just a reminder that we do have operators standing by. If you would like to submit your email address, hit 7 on your keypad. Again, hit 7 on your keypad, please. Now we have Ariana. Ariana, go ahead with your question.
Hey, Nora and Jennifer, this is Fiona. I just got a couple of questions. First, when does the Republic contract that you currently have end?
The contract expires in August of this year. There is some renewal options in the contract.
Okay, so this could actually be a renewal of existing contract, changing the way the trash is being picked up?
I'm sorry, what was that again?
Okay, you say you got some extension of existing contract, so this could actually just be a modification to the existing contract, allowing for an extension.
It could be, yes.
Okay, so that's something that I got to tell you, I may be the only one here. I think this is a great idea. I'm tired of picking up trash from my neighbor blowing on my yard. So good luck to you, and thank you very much for taking my call. Y'all take care.
Thank you.
Our next speaker is Annette. Annette, go ahead with your question, please.
When you're talking about can you hear me?
Yes, go ahead.
Okay, when you're talking about an increase in price, have you considered how many seniors live in Arlington? And we all live on a limited budget, a very limited budget.
Okay. Yeah, I can understand that, and thanks for that comment. That's something what we will share with council as they continue to talk about cards and the next contract, the next services.
Thank you. Now we have Michael coming in. We will get his question answered. We appreciate everyone being on the call tonight, and we appreciate your live questions. Michael, go ahead.
How are y'all doing tonight?
Good. How are you, Michael?
I'm blessed. I got to wake up this morning. The sizes of the canisters I heard. What kind do we have right now? What size, and what size are we going to be getting?
Sure. The recycling carts that we use today are 65 gallons, and the ones for trash would be 95 gallons, so about a third larger.
Now we have Lisa, and Lisa would like her question read. Lisa is saying, is Republic the only game in town, or are there other companies we are getting quotes from?
Hi, Lisa. So there's a couple, actually 2 or 3 major providers in North Texas that can serve a city the size of Arlington, and Republic Service is one of them. One of the other ones is Waste Management.
And now we have Adam. Go ahead, Adam.
Hi, I had a question about whether or not it would be possible to have more than one bin. So, like, if we miss a trash day at my house, we produce a lot of trash, there's no way we would be able to get 2 weeks worth of trash into one bin. Would it be possible to pay an extra fee and then possibly have 2 bins that they would pick up?
Yes, it would be possible to get a second bin. Kind of like the way we have our recycling cart set up right now. You pay, for one cart, your rate includes one cart, but if you'd like a second, because you're a big household and you recycle a lot, there's a nominal fee. So it would be a similar setup. For the 95-gallon carts, which were the standard, I think last time we were kind of testing it out, we had about 8 kitchen bags were able to fit in there. There is also the option for the 65-gallon cart, just putting it out there, so those would be 2 options for you.
Thank you. Now we have Marshall. Marshall, please go ahead with your question live on the air.
Hello, everybody. I want to thank you all for having this town hall meeting. I think it's very informative for the residents of Arlington. I got two questions. First one, I came in late. I'm not sure if it was asked before, but I just heard one of you say that we have two possible providers for the city of Arlington. We got Republic and Waste Management. My first question is, if Waste Management is the only other alternative, have you already contacted them to see what their proposal would be, or if they only offer automated as well?
Yes, that's a very good question. We have been in communication with them. They also are not providing manual service as part of their future plans. As far as pricing, we haven't discussed that yet. Regarding the decision to consider going automated, honestly, it's the waste industry has been moving in this direction, mostly due to increasing costs related to labor, and also just the risk that employees. It's a pretty hazardous job to pick up trash by hand. As you know, the current provider is Republic Services. Your question related to the option to go to other providers, yes, that is an option. If that's an option, how we go about doing that will need to be determined.
And now we have Paula. Paula's got a question that she would like read. Paula's question is, what is the time frame for making a decision, and when would it be implemented?
Good question. So currently, we scheduled 5 in-person town hall meetings. There's 2 this week. There's one tomorrow and then one on Thursday, and then of course this Tele town hall. We've also set up an email address, trash picked up at arlingtontx.gov to receive comments and questions. Also, you're welcome to contact your council members, the mayor, to provide your input. I anticipate the council will be discussing the scope of services, the frequency, additional services, et cetera, throughout the spring, and from there, any decisions or they may request additional information. So not real definitive right now, only to say that we're still engaging our community and seeing what our options are.
Next up is Deb calling in. Deb, go ahead with your question, please.
Hello?
Hi, Deb.
Go ahead, Deb.
Okay, Deb. Yes, I was kind of late, I think, getting on here, but I've been a resident of Arlington most all of my life, except for about 3 months. I lived with a friend that has these kind of bins that y'all are talking about. And I know when I moved here the last time in between houses, I got a recycle bin, and it took me a lot of work to get y'all to come pick it up because I can't wrangle it. And I live in Southwest Arlington. I'm a senior, and I don't know, we have alleys here, and I don't know where or how I would be able to wrangle my trash in a bin or where to keep the bin.
Yeah. Well, I'm sorry that, you tried Doorside and that didn't work out. We'd be happy to get your address and see how we can help you out. What we do is we arrange between the resident and Republic Services a specific location, and it could be an alley. Every neighborhood is different, where you can place the bin. What works for you, and it can be collected. The driver can get out of the truck and collect it and service it. So we will have Doorside Assistant program with trash carts like we do with recycling carts. And again, if you'd like me to take a look at that, just give us, if you can provide us your address and phone number, we can look into that for you. I'm sorry you experienced that.
Thank you. Our next question comes from Daryl. Daryl, go ahead.
Yes, I have a question. I got into this late. I've been a resident of Arlington for 40-something years. What's the color of these carts, and when is this going to start, and when should I anticipate it being left on my driveway so I can put it away?
Yes, sir. So the carts would be blue. No firm start date yet. Once, the decisions that need to be made are made, we're talking about 18 to 24 months to transition fully to cart.
Okay, our next caller is William. William has a question. Go ahead.
Yes, I had a question. I'm kind of concerned. Is anybody going to lose their jobs from this transition, or are they going to be offered other positions?
They will be offered other positions. Commercial driver's license, some can get their commercial driver's license to become a driver, which is a higher paying job. Others will stay on as helpers because we'll still have manual pickup for brush and bulk, and or they could get placed in another area of the company.
Now we have Peggy who's got a question. Peggy, go ahead.
Yes, I know you've said shrubs and trees or limbs, but what about the beautiful trees we have here and all the leaves that we get?
Yes. So currently we have a few options for leaves. We encourage everyone to mulch them and put them in your bedding. It's good for your lawn. You can take them to the landfill and they'll be mulched there. You can take them to one of 8 drop-off sites for free and you can leave them there, or you can put them at your curbside and it'll be picked up with the trash. They'll still be picked up with the trash even when we do have carts.
Now we have Mary calling in who's got a question. Mary, go ahead.
Yes. I'd like to know if you can send out letters stating to put trash out the day of to stay us from getting into the trash, because it causes the trash to be all over the neighborhood, all over the street.
Mm-hmm. Yes. We certainly can do that. Oftentimes we work with code enforcement to put door hangers on folks' doors, just as a friendly reminder about our rules when it comes to setting out trash.
And our next question, we have Gary here. Gary, go ahead with your question, please.
Yes, I'm referring back to the bulk trash pickup. I'm still a little confused. As it is now, we just, after storms, I get I have a lot of trees. I have a sizable lot, old part of town, a lot of trees. A lot of yard cleanup, and I have a lot of limbs blow out of the trees. And as long as I break them up, put them in a black trash bag, put them on the curb, I mulch my leaves, but I have to rake up a lot of acorns. I have a heavy cleanup and clean flower beds out in the springtime, and have a lot of bags I have to put out on the curb. You say that you just told the lady that they'll pick them up with the trash when they pick the trash up, or will that be a bulk pickup? Or I'm confused there. As it is now, see, they'll pick it up. You put it in a trash bag, they'll pick it up, and then you're saying, well, they'll pick it up the same day as a bulk pickup. So I'm confused with trash, with limbs and bagged leaves, and bulk pickup with the couches and mattresses and appliances, because my neighbor, unfortunately, the bulk pickups, I saw a couch sit out, there may still be down there. It was 3 houses down on Park Road that just sat out in the front yard for about 3 weeks.
So everything you've described would be picked up once a week. In a bag, or if it's small tree limbs tied up in those bundles, they will get picked up.
All right, and here is Vicki, who's got our next question.
Hello. Hi. I live on the end of a street where when the trash truck comes down the street, he has to turn up another street before he gets to the last 3 or 4 houses on our block. Then they have to come back around and pick our trash up. So once in a while, they forget to come back, or I don't know what happens, but they don't come back. So our trash just sits out. We call for another trash, to let them know that they missed us, and they say, well, we'll try to come back and get it, or most of the time they don't. So then we just wait till the next trash day. So if we possibly go to once a week, could we have something in there that will say, if they missed us, they will actually come back and get it?
They should be picking up your trash when you call it in. If it's possible that same day, if not first thing the next morning. I'd like to give you my number. I'm sorry you've been experiencing this. I'd like to give you my number so you can contact me directly tomorrow, provide me with an address, and we'll look into this so this doesn't continue to happen. My number is 817-459-6564. And again, I'm really sorry about the inconvenience.
And now we have Sarah calling in. Sarah's got a question.
Yes, my question is concerning the current truck. The truck that comes and picks up our trash is very old and needs to be replaced. So I'm confused on why the Arlington residents should be paying for new vehicles at our taxpayers' expense whenever we're going to be getting less service and cost more. Doesn't seem right.
No, I understand. I understand your question, your comment. So the cost of the vehicles, it's the cost of doing business, and that's part of the service and switching to trash carts. As far as less service, with a 95-gallon cart, most communities have found that most households can fit all their trash in that 95-gallon cart. There will still be bulk and brush, so whatever doesn't fit in the 95-gallon will still be picked up. So, again, the goal is to get everything off the curb, keep our neighborhoods clean.
And now we have Debbie, who's got a question. Debbie, go ahead, please.
Hi. Yeah, most of the questions have been asked, but I was a little concerned about the large families. I know when they did this in Fort Worth, it was kind of a disaster. My sister had 5 teenage boys and a teenage girl, and 2 of those carts probably wouldn't have cut it. So I don't know if you have something like that, do they just get another cart? And then I was leaving my email, so I didn't get the information on senior help. My parents are real old, and they would have a hard time they have a hard time with the recycling. So I don't know if they could do other things. And I guess what would wrap it up is, do you have a website that is all this information on the website where we could just kind of read it?
Yes, ma'am. The website, let me give you that right off the bat. It's www.arlingtontx.com/trash pickup. We posted all of our town hall meetings and this meeting on there. We have a list of about 30 frequently asked questions at this point. We continue to add to it. As far as door-side assistance, that's something that we could definitely help your parents with. If you can give me a call, I can help you out with that. Number is 817-459-6564.
And folks, this is the last. Oh, go ahead.
Thank you. I need to address the question about the extra trash. So much like we have now with our recycling program, you can get a second cart for a nominal fee. It would be the same thing with the trash cart.
All right, folks, and this is the last call. If you would like to submit your email address to the city, go ahead and press 7. We have operators standing by, so hit 7 on your keypad now if you'd like to submit your email address. We have Jeannie, who's up next with her question. Go ahead, Jeannie.
Good evening. I was just calling. I've been here a few years, and the recycling, the only thing they pick up are cardboard and paper. Are they going to add plastic or glass?
Currently, ma'am, that is accepted in your recycle bin. You could put in cardboard, paper, glass containers, plastic containers. Just make sure everything's clean and rinsed to stop contamination of the recycle stream. That's something that you can do right now. If you go to our website, www.arlingtontx.gov, garbage pickup, you can get more information about recycling and what is accepted.
And next up is Alan, who's got a question. Go ahead, Alan.
Yeah, I was in here late, and I was just wondering what these trash carts are like. Are they going to be moved?
They will be very similar to the recycle bins that we have right now. So there will be, the standard ones will be 95 gallons, so about a third larger, but they would be blue, 95 gallons, and have wheels on them and a handle, much like the recycling cart. There will also be a smaller option for the trash cart that would be 65 gallons, which is the exact same size of our current recycling cart.
And next we have Shauna calling in. Shauna, go ahead.
Yes, my question is about the recycling, the new trash bins, and you said that we would have bulk trash and all of that, and the recycling, is that going to be on the same day, or are we going to have specialized days during the week for each one? And see, I come from Corpus Christi, where we had these bins before. I've been in Arlington for over 15 years now, and I love the way the trash is. But those trash men, yes, we had one bin once a week. If anything blew out of that bin, even while they were trying to dump it, they would not get out of those trucks to pick it up. If there was something sitting on the side of that bin, they would not pick it up. But I did hear somebody ask a similar question, and you said they would be picking that up. Can you clarify?
Yes. When that happens, we do expect our contractor to make sure that that's picked up and our streets are left clean. On the bulk trash, if the decision is made to do once a week collection, everything would occur on that same day. You would have trash pickup, bulk and brush, recycling, etc. If it's twice a week, more than likely, but that's yet to be determined.
We want to thank everyone for participating in this telephone town hall. Unfortunately, we are coming up to the end of our time for this evening, so I would like to turn the call over to Council Member Dr. Victoria Farrar-Myers for any closing remarks, as well as Council Member Dr. Barbara Odom-Wesley.
Well, this is Dr. Victoria Farrar-Myers. I just want to thank all of you who joined us this evening and for all your questions and feedback and input. I'd strongly encourage you to email any of the council members and the mayor. My email here is victoria.farrar-myers@arlingtontx.gov, or my cell is 817-791-8822. Feel free to reach out. Your input is critically important in helping us make informed decisions, as well as how we proceed with this most basic service that we provide to all of you. Again, my thanks.
This is Dr. Barbara Odom-Wesley, and thank you to everyone who called in and those who maybe your question wasn't answered. I would direct you to our website, www.arlingtontx.gov, and then we have a special site just for trash, www.arlingtontx.gov/trash pickup. So I hope if we didn't get your question answered today, visit the website or give us a call. We appreciate your time and attention to this matter, and it informs our decision, and we want to make the best decision that we can for all of our residents. So thank you for your input.